Now, I did a little original reporting today. I did a short interview. So, as you know, Energy Transfer Partners, Energy Transfer Partners was the parent company of the Dakota Access Pipeline. It's the parent company of a natural gas pipeline in Texas called the Trans-Pecos Pipeline. It's a parent company of the Rover Pipeline in Ohio. I mean, they've got so many pipelines, I can't keep track. And it's also one of the oil companies involved with the Mariner East 2 pipeline that's going through Pennsylvania. It's the Mariner East 2 pipeline. And of course, I'd like to go back in the field and cover these things. So if you got $1 a month, $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, your contributions are going to help me get back in the field. I'm getting a little cabin fever here going from my apartment all the time. And please press the share button. YouTube is doing its darndest to suppress my content. I just had a conversation with Mike from the Humanist Report. Same stuff happening to him. We have a larger audience than is watching. The problem is most of the audience does not know when I'm live, unfortunately. And they're not going to get this kind of news, which I'm about to tell you. So Energy Transfer Partners is one of the companies involved with the Mariner East 2 pipeline. So I'm going to read you just a little bit about the Mariner East 2 pipeline. This is from an opinion piece in the Philadelphia Daily Inquirer. Sunoco's Mariner East 2 pipeline has been a slow-motion disaster for communities across Pennsylvania, leaving many residents asking the same question: where is Governor Wolf? The answer, sadly, is simple. He's siding with Sunoco Logistics and Energy Transfer Partners over the residents of the state. But pressure on him to stop the pipeline is building. This 350-mile project is designed to carry highly volatile liquids from the fracking fields of Ohio and western Pennsylvania to the Marcus Hook facility, where they will be shipped across the Atlantic Ocean to European petrochemical plants to make plastic. The pipeline offers little to no value to Pennsylvanians, is a disaster for the planet, and puts communities at unacceptable levels of risk. More than 40 schools are within the immediate blast zone of this pipeline, and Sunoco and Energy Transfer Partners has a terrible safety record. Construction has been a catastrophe. Communities near the pipeline have dealt with dozens of drilling spills, contamination of several private water wells, the puncturing of an aquifer in Chester County, and massive sinkholes forming just steps from their doors. And as each crisis has unfolded, these people, like so many others harmed by fracking and pipelines across the state, have been let down by the Wolf administration. So that's a little bit about the actual pipeline. So on Sunday, Energy Transfer Partners, let me back up. There has been a forest camp. It's called Camp White Plains, I believe. Let me make sure I have that right. No, excuse me, Camp White Pine. Camp White Pine has been a forest defense camp, and there's been dozens of, call them protesters or defense or foresters, whatever, that have been camping out in the forest in Pennsylvania to make sure that Energy Transfer Partners cannot cut down the forest to put their pipeline through. Well, this is what they did on Sunday. That is one of the giant trees that forest defenders have been protecting for about, I believe, 2 years now. So I spoke with the woman whose property that was to give you a little bit of the story. Let's listen. Her name is Elise Gerhardt. Elise Gerhardt, this is her family's property in Pennsylvania. Here we go. If my computer works.
I was born and raised here, and yeah, I was one of the folks that was in the trees 2 years ago when we started the blockade against Mariner East Pipeline.
And what are they're trying, obviously, to cut down the forest so that they can put the natural gas pipeline through there?
Right, they cut most of it 2 years ago, but then we had a blockade for just about 740 days, maybe 741.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the other day, they snuck in at the crack of dawn on a Sunday morning and like today they had about 20 guys on the property here. It's my family's property here in Huntington County, Pennsylvania, and they're trying to do like the tree clearing and that kind of stuff today. I mean, they've been constructing all around us except for on this property for about a year at this point.
And do they have permits or permission to cut the trees down?
Not from us, and not technically with any of like the environmental regulations that exist in Pennsylvania, but that's what they're doing anyway. And you know, we're still fighting them on the permits, and we're not the only ones. There's a number of organizations that are also still fighting them on the permitting for the project, which came from the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. But you know, we believe that those permits were issued illegally because there's no way to build these kind of pipelines in a way that actually respects existing environmental laws.
Right. And real quick, you all over there have seen, remnants of tiger swan and surveillance. Could you tell me about that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's something that's been going on for a while. Probably just about for the last year, like really since we started Camp White Pine, which was like sort of permanent encampment that was supporting the tree sits and still is in existence. But yeah, I mean, we've had everything from helicopter flyovers to drones to being followed, having our pictures taken and plastered on the internet with like terms like eco-terrorists being thrown around. We now are having the property adjacent to us. There are little security shacks that are set up, and last night there were some security guys sleeping in them. So it appears that we're under some 24/7 surveillance, and I mean, I can't say with 100% certainty that those guys work for Tiger Swan, but we know that Tiger Swan is employed with ETP. They have a license, business license in Pennsylvania that they got back in 2016. They've identified themselves on the ground to other people who live along the route of the Mary Reeves pipeline as being Tiger Swan. So all signs point to Tiger Swan right now.
And to be clear, these trees and this forest is on your property. Is that correct?
It's my family's land. Yeah, my folks bought it back in 1982, and I've lived here my whole life. So.
And about how many people would you say have been part of Camp White Pine?
I mean, realistically, probably only a few dozen that have really, come through and actually been here on the ground, but I'd say that number is probably a lot bigger in spirit. We've had a lot of sort of remote support coming from all over the place. So,
sorry, one last question. What are the major waterways there, near where the pipeline will be going through?
So on the piece of land where we live, there's actually springs and small streams that are tributaries of the Juniata watershed, which is part of the Susquehanna watershed, which eventually winds up in the Chesapeake Bay. So like we're in one of those places where it's like we don't have a giant river running through here, but we're at the beginning of that watershed. We're like the westernmost part of the Susquehanna watershed.
Mm-hmm. So it does flow into the Chesapeake Bay, which definitely is a main source for a lot of people.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, so there you have it, folks. You got Energy Transfer Partners once again, destructing as much of America as they possibly can. They don't care about the Missouri River, which serves water to 20 million people. They don't care about people's families' properties. They just, even without permits, even without permission to cut down trees, they go in, cut down the trees on this young woman and her family's land. They want to ram a natural gas, liquefied, fracked gas pipeline through what's left of United States forest land, which once it explodes, it can seep into streams, creeks that will stream into the Chesapeake Bay. I'd like to get back out there in the field to cover these things and get this out to more people. So, just saying. It's one thing to cover these stories from the confines of my apartment. It's another thing to get out there and show you what's going on. Because part of good journalism actually inspires people to take action. I had many, many people, I'd say probably anywhere between 50 and 100 people came up to me at Standing Rock in my 7 times there telling me the work they were seeing from me and TYT was why they came to Standing Rock. So we need more journalists on the ground to cover these things, like Camp White Pine and other, there's the Rover pipeline going through Ohio. Because we don't have a country that's made up of laws, right? We have a country that's made up of oligarchs and plutocrats. So an oil company knows, permits, get the fuck out of here. We'll do what we want. We own these politicians. You fine us. The fines they have to pay are like pennies for them. But these fine people in Pennsylvania and elsewhere are having their land, and it's not just the forest. I covered when I was at the Young Turks, they were digging up cowboy-wearing conservatives' backyards, putting the Trans-Pecos pipeline through people's backyards. One woman, I was on her ranch interviewing her, the pipeline was literally 400 yards from her window. If it explodes, she's dead. But you're not going to see that in the corporate media. You think the corporate media cares about an oil company illegally cutting down people's trees? Not a sexy story, right? Not a sexy story. Well, I care. I care. And the people that are going to be joining my network, when we launch that network, they're going to care. Because the people that I have interest in joining when we launch this network, they're going to be the people that want to give the microphone back to the people. They're going to be reporters that want to give the microphone back to you. They're going to be the reporters that want to cover things that everyone else is ignoring. We'll go in the forest, we'll go in the river, we'll go wherever the hell we need to go. So thank you very much. That was Elise Gerhardt, and I'll keep in touch with her and stay on this story because I had no idea until they sent me those images today that this even happened.